Today I have 4 guests. I have Carrie Doyle Jones, my good friend Melanie Lewis, and Carrie's husband, Dr. Shawn Jones, and the dog. What's the dog's name?
Magnolia Grace.
Magnolia Grace. Magnolia's going to steal the show. Sure. It's going to be great. Hope you enjoy it. So let me ask you this: Who made the book?
Max Reeve is my from Deeper Revelations.
Okay.
Is my publishing company.
We had Jerry Puckett on here a while back, and he publishes and prints them and everything. So I know a little bit about how this is. This is like a 3rd tier. It's pretty good.
Yes, thank you.
So, what inspired this book?
Well, Life Lessons was inspired by me growing up and having to deal with a lot of, unfortunately, bullying and things of that nature in my life. I have a disorder called sensory auditory processing disorder. So it seems like I'm deaf, but I'm not. My nerve endings are, unfortunately, dead. They don't operate like normal people. So I don't feel like normal things, and I don't heal like normal people. So growing up, I already knew God had a calling on my life. But with that, it brought challenges because I was picked on all the time. And I always knew when I was picked on that would just, unfortunately, those children not knowing any better, that it was better for me to turn the other cheek and just pray for them and go on, because God had a greater calling for me. And honestly, I kept going through life, and I knew that I needed to be the voice, but I kept running from it. And a lot of us, I hate to say it, but we run from what is that God has on our life. We don't want to actually walk in our destiny. And so finally, me and Melanie were talking one day, and the time came. I mean, she was like, "The time is here."
I was like, "When are you going to do this?
When is it going to do it?" And Mike was like, Shreve were like, "The time is now. Now is the time." And 6 months later, the book was out and ready to go.
So you say you're not deaf?
I am not deaf. The growling that is going up to my ears, or that goes to my brain, are fried. So it makes it like I'm deaf. So I'm classified as profoundly deaf, but I can read lips. And I have like 5% hearing loss. 5% hearing altogether.
So can you hear me now, or are you reading my lips?
I'm reading lips. So it's kind of weird how it works. We found it out later in life because we were getting ready to actually go and do the implants.
With the cochlear implants?
The cochlear implants. And I finally made the decision, I don't have hardly anything to lose anyway, so let's do it. And so we went to start the testing process, and they were like, "Carrie, it's not that. You're not a candidate." And I'm like, "Why am I not a candidate?" And they were like, "Because your ears are fine. It's the nerves going up to your ears." And that is the problem. And they found out that it was all over my body. Only about 5% of the world's population has this.
Is it genetic?
See, they really don't know. There's not enough research really have been done on people to know if it is genetic or not. They honestly do not know what caused it.
So it's been like that your whole life?
My whole life. It's when I was probably 3 or 4, I started developing my own language, and we started me into speech therapy, and we even tried hearing aids, which was a disaster. I talk about in the book in college that they actually wanted to put a hat on me with bars coming out. And I'm like, you're just going to alienate me more by doing that. I want to fit in with people, not alienate me. So, of course, that didn't go over too well. I'm like, what? It's not a... Yeah, so that was kind of weird for a university to do that. But my parents and my grandparents were really into making sure that education was a top priority, that they would not give me the easy way out, which I was very glad of that. Went to regular school, and
How did you do that? Did they have sign language, or you just read? So you read lips just like I.
Yes, I do. Actually, it was very hard for me because I had to actually. I just read the book and kind of just went from there. Because think about it, I could not be like a normal student. I could not take notes and actually know what the teacher is saying. So I just sat there in class.
Yeah, because if you wrote, you wouldn't be looking at her lips.
No.
Unless you turn your back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it was,
right. Or go on the chalkboard.
Yeah, so it was quite a challenge. I was fortunate that grades were never the problem. I could read the book and pretty much get it. In college, that was one thing that some of the professors were like, what is going on? You don't even take a note. And I'm like, how can I? And so that was an issue. We finally decided to get me a note taker, which was someone that would come in and they would type on a computer what the teacher is saying, so I could read the lips, and then I'll have the notes to read after class, along with the book. So that helped greatly. During my time there, I was in education, and I was about to get ready to do my student teaching, and the dean now actually told me that he would not allow me to graduate. He would not allow me to do my student teaching because I was deaf, and that I needed to actually teach people like me. Well, I did graduate, but that was a blessing in disguise, because I ended up going and getting a business degree, which allowed me to be able to go into banking, allow me to go into the finance world, into other areas, allow me to start my own business. So it was actually a blessing that happened. But the book goes into detail about the struggles that I went through, but also how those struggles strengthened me, and how I knew that God was always at the center of it, and how that I looked upon, even when the negative came up, I knew it was just God's way of telling me I needed to go somewhere else, and that I needed to actually be the voice and not stop, not running away from it like I did in college, because it came to a point, if I wanted my note taker, I needed to start speaking for the other people. I had a choice to make at one point, and I talk about it in the book. So I made a choice that for me to be able to graduate, I had to be quiet. And Melanie and Max Reeve gave me the opportunity to actually walk in that destiny and to become the voice again that I needed to be.
Can you hear your own voice?
Actually, I can only when I have heard it a couple of times, and it's kind of funny.
You mean like sporadic?
Yes.
Isn't it more
A vibration
frequency?
or
It's more
frequency,
frequencies than
yeah.
volume.
It's more, I guess you'd say more frequencies. I can hear, I can hear male voices better than female voices. I learned how to hear footsteps. So, well, not footsteps, but I guess you would say vibrations. So I can tell when Melanie is coming up
Different
behind me.
people, yeah.
I can tell when my husband is coming up behind me, my parents. So it's kind of, that is one thing Magnolia Grace is good for. She makes sure that people don't get too close to me or come up behind me. Of course, I can't hear, like, if the microwave goes off, and if the refrigerator door open, and things of that nature, and she is able.
How does she
They've been
know to
training
do
that.
all that?
She is trained. We go through, we have a trainer that is training her, and then I will train her on the specifics that I need. So today she is not being as,
Well, you know, when
disciplined as
when
she
you
should
came
be.
in, she followed me to the kitchen. That wasn't because she likes me. She was making sure I wasn't getting behind you. Maybe, I reckon. What kind of dog is she?
she is a mini Australian Shepherd.
2 different colored eyes.
Yes. I have to tell a funny story about Carrie. I was playing Kenny G. It was Christmas, and you know everybody likes Kenny G. And she was being
Except
so
me.
kind. Yeah, and it was Christmas, and I'm thinking, hey, so I'm playing this, you know, at the office, and it's like, oh, and Carrie's so cordial, not to say anything, and I could tell though, I know her so well.
Yeah.
She's grimacing like, you know, on her face, and I said, and so one day I said, Carrie, I've been playing it for probably a couple weeks. I said, do you not like Kenny G? And she said, it's that frequency.
Oh.
It was the vibration, and I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So we talked that day, and she said, you know, and I never thought about this, but what you were saying about reading lips, it was so interesting. She said, I have listened or not listened, but watched people's lips so much. I know what their next word is going to be because she's programmed now because of hearing, or not hearing, but watching people talk. She says, I can predict, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
What the next word's going to be. So that helps her to know what people are trying to convey to her as well, which was very interesting to me. I never thought about that. Yeah.
Did you have, in first grade, did you know you couldn't hear like the rest of them?
No, we actually did not know it was a hearing problem until I was 17.
Golly.
Yes, we did not know. I thought it was a speech problem.
But
Yes.
you weren't hearing people, or you were just hearing the certain frequencies.
I was just hearing certain frequencies.
What frequency is that?
I don't actually know, to be quite honest. They
Well,
never have said.
If you could figure out what frequency is, and then have the voices translated in that frequency, that'd
I'll
be
be able to hear.
life-changing, wouldn't it?
Right.
It would be. They have never told me what frequency I could or could not hear at. Because they keep saying it's just the nerve damage.
They
So-
don't know much about it either, do they?
They do not know much. It's very hard to diagnose. Most doctors don't diagnose it because they don't know how to. That was one of the problems with me. I think I'm probably one of the few, I don't even know anyone in this area that has been diagnosed with it. Most people are so misdiagnosed that it is really sad.
Tell me you never heard water or leaves blowing.
Oh
Yes.
yeah,
That
that is,
Yeah.
so apparently, which I did not know this till recently, that water makes a sound. I recently had some stem cells injections done.
In our office.
Yeah, at Chattanooga Wellness Centers. And we were doing it for others issues, purposes. But one of the pleasant side effects was I could hit water for the first time running. And I can hear my husband with his tea, stirring tea, which drives me crazy. But I can actually hear leaves. I did not know leaves made a sound.
And this was all due to the stem cells?
To the stem cells.
Totally unexpected. We didn't
Right.
do it for that purpose.
So
Boy,
now I
that's
can hear those two
It was
sounds.
incredible.
What's the science behind that?
Well, what I care. I don't have to blow leaves the rest of my life. She
Yeah.
loves doing it.
I love doing it.
We don't know. It's
That's
just,
funny.
we used exosomes that are small, and those particles are living particles that go through the blood-brain barrier, and it made her improve.
What are these particles?
They're called exosomes. They're not even cells. They're smaller than cells. That's why if somebody's got Alzheimer's or senile dementia coming on, the best thing you can do is to take some exosome therapy and just do it intravenously and let it go through and see it attaches to damaged cells. It helps to heal them, make them young again.
Where do they get the stem
We can
cells?
order them for patients. We don't advertise them much because the FDA is kind of funny. I don't want to be chopped down. I just want to help people. And
yeah.
but we can order them for people and do exosome therapy or stem cell therapy and for joints and stuff we've done.
You get the stem cells from your own body or some?
No, that's called PRP.
Yeah.
And that's, you get better and then it goes away. If you use fetal cells from donated C-sections, they don't do anything with abortion. It's all FDA approved labs that use C-section donations. And they'll take and spin it apart and put it back together. Then what happens is it'll go in and you can help joints. You can do, exosomes are amazing.
Is it like fertilizer in the layman's terms?
Yeah, fertilizer for the brain and other tissues can start to heal and stuff. It's the forefront of medicine in the future, I really think. We do it some, limited, we do it when patients need it, we order it. And our nurse practitioner medical team comes in. I can't do it under my chiropractic license.
What about peptides? That's the same thing? Or is that
A little
different?
different. They all have value. It all comes, you want to get the most bang for your buck. You don't want to spend too much money and not get results, but I tell you, you just sit back and wait, and over time, the body will heal itself. Because God does the healing, right? You just give it what it needs, and it'll heal up.
Sometimes it just needs hydration to feel better. They say all headaches are due to
That
hydration.
is true.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah, a lot
chiropractor,
of
so I got
them.
an opinion
Yeah.
about that too.
But a lot of times if you just drink some water,
Yeah,
a lot
you
of
feel
water,
better.
you'll feel
yeah.
a little better.
Or your
Water
skin
helps.
feels
You
better.
gotta hydrate.
Yeah.
What in bullying was in school? What was it? Where were you from originally?
I am from Mississippi originally.
What part?
Bruce and Grenada area,
Is that
kind of in the on the borderline of the Delta. So if you want a good doctor, you have to go to either Memphis or Jackson. So you yeah.
Which is why she wasn't diagnosed for so long.
yeah?
Yeah, well,
Is that song Delta Dawn? Remember that?
Yes, I do.
We do.
He do.
Well, that was what they were talking about, right? From that area.
From that area, yes.
Yeah.
From that area. But yeah, Mississippi is something.
Tennessee's just a little bit better, right? Maybe.
Yes. I was actually went into a little bit of a culture shock when I got here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it was so much different.
How was it different?
Just, I really don't want to say.
Does it start with an R and end with a K? I'm kidding.
No, the
Are we more I don't want to say we're pretty well cultured here, wouldn't you say?
yes, yes.
Hustle and bustle.
A lot more
Yes.
hustle and bustle.
Everybody here is trying to make money.
They are. It's not so. Yes, that would be a better word for it because we can be very laid back, not in a hurry to get anything much done. So
Gotcha.
And here we can't hardly wait on a 3-minute egg.
Yeah.
yes, that pretty much sums it up. So we still have, we.
Are
Still have one
you
time.
originally from Mississippi?
I'm from Iowa. So
Oh.
I'm one of them Yankees that didn't go
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
I stayed down here.
Yeah.
Been down here 38 years.
They call that what, a damn Yankee?
That's what they call it. Yankee, yeah. And my kids don't have much of a southern accent,
I've never met anybody from Iowa. Isn't that something? I believe you're the first person I've ever met from
Field
Iowa.
of Dreams, right?
Yeah. What else is Iowa from?
Oh man, well Palmer College, that's where chiropractic started, was in Damport, Iowa, my hometown. So that's real common. Gosh, Iowa, just a lot of corn, a whole lot of corn, good corn, big corn.
Yeah.
So farmland.
Yeah, there's nothing to do up there in the winter but eat. Yeah, there's not much going on in Iowa, but it's a nice place to raise a family too.
Well, chiropractic, a person should go do that once every 3 months.
Your body
just
will tell you,
to
yeah.
to put
keep
it back
going.
in line.
Yeah, I've been doing this since I was 15 because My twin brother, second best looking doctor I know, he's dropped dead gorgeous.
I knew that.
He's a
I knew
looker.
it was coming.
But of course that's coming. But we were adjusting each other since student doctors taught us stuff when we were going to school. It was free for students.
Oh,
And so we'd go there and they'd show us how to do stuff. So we're working on family till we got there eventually. So I've been doing it, 48 years instead of 38 years of real experience.
you know, there's a lot of stuff on the internet where people are showing you how to adjust your own body and stuff, but that can't be as good as somebody else doing it.
And I prefer someone to adjust me. I can't do my
Yeah.
own body.
Oh, I'm living proof. I've never had any back trouble. And I met them and I saw the people that were improved, but you know, they would barely walk in and then they could walk out. And I had a sciatic issue. I couldn't get out of bed for like a month and they were like, get down here. And I was like, I can't even get out of bed. So I could go and he adjusted me and it was gone.
Sciatic
So-
is something
oh,
that's
it was
tough,
terrible.
isn't
It
it?
was-
Yeah,
was
we
terrible.
specialize in neuropathy. We have a lot of neuropathy patients
Oh.
that come in, and in fact, I got a book I'm finishing, so maybe in a couple months I'll come
Yeah,
out with
sure.
my neuropathy book.
Sure.
But it's just such a problem out there. It's a real problem.
Neuropathy is a
Yeah,
real
it
problem.
really
I got a
is.
friend of mine that's got that. And
Chemotherapy is the #1 cause now.
And
he's
diabetes.
all the time moving his
Diabetes is that one.
feet and moving his legs because he can't, I guess he can't feel them.
Yeah, but we have a 98% success rate. You know,
What,
Carrie and
how
Melanie's.
do you solve it?
You know, it's a question of, you've got to go in and look at the whole thing. You got to use the right equipment. We use shockwave therapy. It's a $50,000 machine. We use $30,000 lasers. I go in and adjust the feet or hands depending on where it is. I work with the spine. The research shows you got to treat where the nerve starts, where it comes out of the spine, and where it terminates in the feet. You have to treat both, and that's why a podiatrist can't get the same results because they can't treat above the ankle. So they can't treat where it comes out. So we do shockwave therapy, vibration therapy. We do cold laser therapy with a class 4 20-watt laser. And people see results. Some people take 5 or 6 visits before they start feeling it. And some people on the first visit before they come back start feeling a big change. Well, we have a 98% success in getting people better. And we're really proud of it. That's why I write the book.
Not cured, just better?
Well, when you got less than 18, 17% sensory loss, you really don't notice it unless you test for it, right?
Yeah.
But if you have a little hearing loss, you don't know it unless you get
Yeah,
tested.
right.
But if you're at 80, 90% sensory loss or 100% like some of our patients, you can't hardly walk. And so if we get them down to 20, 17, 15%, some of them get down to 2, 3% sensory loss, which is negligible, you really change people's lives.
So you just bring it back into try to bring it back to an acceptable range.
Yeah, and there's different levels of care you need depending on how much loss you have. If it's not very bad, just some laser treatments might fix it. It's a lot of fun. And we're just down the street from you now at that new office.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah, I'm turning around.
Yeah, that way.
You got a cool building here.
Yeah.
I'm all turning around.
And I know I've seen patients come in with canes, just barely walking with just a cane, and then they'll get so much better. They'll come back in the room and say, "Hey, I forgot my cane."
Yeah.
You know, after a few, sometimes 4 or 5 weeks of treatment, and I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, I don't need my cane. They're like, "Oh my gosh, I can feel my feet," because I don't have that problem, but they say it feels like blocks. Like cinder blocks on the bottom of their feet.
I feel like sometimes I get a little numb feeling in my feet, but I don't know if it's because I wear boots and I think I tie my shoes too tight. I wear ankle boots. I think I just cuff and the way I hold my foot. Of course, I'm a hypochondriac, so I'll have both of these today.
Oh,
I always carry.
he's got something. His laser?
Yep.
I was going to say he's got his laser.
What does that do?
Well, this one is actually class 4, but it's a weaker one. It's 3 watts. But I can make any weak muscle strong using a laser. You have to check what the body wants. And basically, when you touch a nerve, you're putting electricity with your fingers into that nerve root. So it's just like a rheostat in construction, right? It turns the dimmer switch up. Whoever makes a strong, all I have to do is go there, laser for 3 seconds, and that muscle's strong now. It reboots it. As long as it's not physically disconnected from the brain from a surgery mistake or a car accident or whatever. And so I always have this with me day and night. It's always in my pocket in case I got to fix somebody. So I have it with me wherever I go between the offices in Chattanooga or Cleveland.
Let me tell you about Capstar Bank. They're located in Nashville, Hendersonville, Gallatin, Athens, Madisonville, Sweetwater, Etowah, and in Cleveland at 950 25th Street and 3855 North Ocoee Street. I've used them. I like them. Give them a try. They're no problem.
Now, her problem's a little different, right?
A lot different. She's unique.
Yes.
She grew up with a
Very
famous football player too from the NFL. Went to grade school all the way through Ole Miss too.
I know nothing about football.
I grew up with Deuce McAllister, so
He
he's,
played for the Saints,
Yeah.
he did, he's a character.
but he was always nice to her. He was one of the kids who was nice to her.
Yeah, he was always a great guy to me.
Why is it kids are bullies like that? I just can't understand. I don't think I ever was.
No. But big kids like Deuce, I was a big kid. I was always nice to kids. Because I was a big kid and picked on too because I was so big.
Well, a
Yeah.
lot of that, I think, it's hate to say it, but if your parents are kind of a bully, they raise little bullies. They
Right.
don't know any better.
What about if somebody bullies you and they don't realize they're doing it? Is that a thing?
It is, and and this is how I look at it. A lot of times kids just don't know, and they think they're trying to be cool, and they're getting these friends, and they're laughing about it, and it's just sad to me. And I always have looked at it, they don't really know what they're
I always
doing.
look at people's actions. If something I say doesn't seem to perk them up, I assume that it may be something they don't want to hear.
Yeah.
Because you don't know.
You don't know. And I say this with the staff too, and anywhere I go. You never know what that person is going through, whether they're a child or an adult. You don't know. So just be kind. You don't know. They may be having a horrible day. You don't know what the guy on the phone and what happened at home or what happened on that phone call. Just be kind.
What's that saying for next book you're thinking about?
Yeah. God make you, he doesn't make junk.
Yeah.
So you don't know what they're going through. So just be kind and hate to say it, just don't know the cheek.
And don't press stuff.
Don't press it. Let it go. You don't know.
I found out with these subcontractors, if they don't show up when they're supposed to, I try not to press it too much because you don't know what's up,
No.
and you don't want them to leave, and I may be the relief they need, and then I don't have anybody.
Right.
So I don't want to be.
It's hard to
I don't
find
want to be
people.
the easiest thing to get rid of.
No.
Right.
You may be the only kind word that person heard.
Well, if you are, they'll really help you.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
It is. It
Do you
is.
remember being back in grammar school and somebody really said something nice that you remember it to this day?
Honestly, no. I hate to say that. But no, not that come. Grade school was very, very hard for me. I spent a lot of time alone. I would have to say I had probably spent 80% of my time alone in grade school.
Lunches and recess, right?
Yeah, lunches and recess, I would just try to hide. I think my lunchroom really got bad in second grade of all things. I had a teacher there that made me sit in the lunchroom and try to eat a peanut butter sandwich. I'm allergic to peanut butter. But she wouldn't let me go until finally the lunch lady, that was the teacher, finally came by and were like, we gotta clean up and go home. And I already kind of ate alone after that, made sure I brought my lunch. Even through high school, I always tried to avoid lunchrooms, recess. Avoid
What did you
other
do
kids.
during lunch?
Just went and found somewhere to actually kind of hide away from everybody because it was so unpleasant because either I was going to be picked on by kids or picked on by an adult. And I was just like, I didn't want to deal with it, so I usually took a book and read most of the time. But so, no, I really didn't have very kind words.
That's when people usually will turn to drugs or a group that they're accepted by.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, And the reason there were other kids I could have played with, but I knew by the ways they were acting, I didn't want to associate with that. I knew that if you were going to be bullied and being picked on, and doing that, I did not want to be part of that group to play along with that. That wasn't what God wanted. I didn't like that. That wasn't what God wanted me to do, so I didn't want to be part of that. So all I could do was pray for them, I guess.
Reminds me of that movie, Breakfast Club. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Love that
I
movie.
remember.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Long time ago. Yes, I do remember it vaguely.
So
But yeah.
I can see your character maybe. But so what was you, so you were raised religiously?
Yes, I was.
The whole family?
Yes. I'm the only child. I was adopted when I was 3 days old. And of course, the only grandchild, so I was a character. But yes, my family religion were always important to me, so I always had God as a foundation.
Was there a brand of religion or just
I'm
God?
Methodist. My father's Methodist, my mother's Baptist, and I ended up always being Methodist.
Did you find a comfort in church?
I found comfort, and yes, I did. It was always have been a safe place for me.
Did you notice that people you went to church with, the kids were friendly to you at church, but when you went to school, it was a different environment and they weren't?
Actually, I did not really get too involved with the church groups there because they treated me pretty much the same. So even though it was a small town, they still treated me pretty much the same. So I didn't really get involved too much in that. I was more of a loner, to say.
We've only been married 2 years. Coming up
Is
this
that
May
right?
1st. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did y'all meet?
Hey, on the dating app.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How'd you get to
Tell her
Cleveland?
when we met the first time.
I got to Cleveland because my father took over regionals of Bowater. So that why got me here.
Did he take over all of Bowater?
Just the regional part of the accounting of the purchasing department. So he could have gone here, or he could have went to South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina. So he chose here. And I was just graduating college. I was living on the coast, managing a series of stores.
For what kind of store?
There were routine one clothing stores. So I was managing a bunch of them and traveling, and I was just over it. And he was like, just come, move here, and I did. And then I went into banking with Regions. And anyway, we met, and
You had 2 fiancés. You'd never been married before.
yep, I have never been married. I avoided that for a long time. And then I finally found the person that I was supposed to marry. And we met and at a fundraising event at Heritage Park.
Where is Heritage Park?
That's where the dog park is over there in East Brainerd in Chattanooga. And they used to have the Narrow Bridge Restaurant over there. They tore that
I
building
love
down
that
now.
place.
And they just had the main one there. We were at a marketing event there. Everybody's selling their things. And my twin brother, what are you telling? Because I don't have a microphone.
Yeah.
Tell the story.
You get it. You better
But
at
I
it
don't
than
have
me.
a mic on. Honey. You can hear me.
So his twin brother was there. And his twin brother is a character. So he was over there.
And they
being,
look just alike.
Is
yeah,
that
they
right?
do.
They do.
And he was over there, and he was texting me, and I was like, he is such a jerk.
She thought it was me.
Yeah,
I
he
thought I
is
told her I had a twin brother.
texting me, and he could just walk over here.
Yeah.
So one of my friends were there, and I'm like, can you believe this person?
Because he's swiping on
Yeah.
on Tinder.
Oh,
left and
oh,
right,
oh.
constantly, you know?
What is going on? And she was like, honey, that is, you going to go out with who? You know, you don't go out with that guy. Do not go out with him. I've been out with him. You don't go out with him. You run from him. But that is not who you're thinking about. That is his twin brother. Sean
I
is
told
fine. The other one, don't go out with it. Don't have anything to do with him.
Can the personalities be that much different?
Yes, they can be.
Yeah, I mean, they do look just like, I mean, you can tell them apart, you know, but they, I mean, if you just saw them, you'd be like, oh my gosh. Because he would come in the office and patients would say, I just saw the doctor, but he's out in the parking lot. And I'm like, no, he's not. He's in here. No, I just saw him. So they do look alike.
There's some
but they're-
pictures I can't tell apart over the years.
Their personalities are different.
Oh, after years go by, if you don't remember where you was at, you think that might have been
I
me.
gotta ask my mom. You know, she lives
Yeah.
with me, so
She can tell you apart.
she can always tell us apart.
But your dad couldn't for a while.
We had to wear our hospital braces till we were 6 months old.
God.
Because my dad couldn't tell us.
I wonder if people ever get mixed up like that.
I don't know. Well, my brother, they call him Mark because he had marks on his face from the forceps delivery, and he still couldn't tell us apart. I don't figure that. Who knows?
Melody, how do you fit into this?
Gosh, I don't know. No, when I met Carrie, we had met, and Carrie needed somebody. I worked another job. I was actually doing HR for Little Caesars, and I was hiring. I worked for a company out of Chattanooga that had about 60 outlets, so I was working for them, and I was in Chattanooga. And I met Carrie through a mutual friend, and Carrie had a booth. She's always got, like she said, businesses on the side. She's got a side hustle business going on. She never stops. So she had a booth in Hamilton Place, and a friend of mine's daughter worked there, and she says, I really can't get anybody to be at this booth. And I thought, well, I'm on my way home from work. I'll just stop there and take care of the booth for her. You know, she said, we're so sweet. Yeah. And so I ended up working for them. And I did the PR, the book stuff. I did that on the side. I'd done that for years. And so Carrie would be talking about her life, and I'm doing life with them every day at the office. And so I said, Carrie, the world needs you. The world needs to hear your story, because people get so down and they stay down. They don't know how to come up and look at you. You're an entrepreneur. At that time they weren't married, but they were dating, and she's got all these businesses. She went ahead and went through school when the professors were telling her, now, you just need to go up here. And the perseverance. And I said, you've got to tell the world. And she goes, I know, God's been telling me that. So I just said, okay, it's time. And she just went to work. She would work there, do her stores, and she was just persistent with it. So, and so I connected her with Mike that I work for. Mike Shreve, he's here in Cleveland with Deeper Revelation Books, he and Elizabeth. And they're just kind of a whole, they're not self-publishing, and they're not like a traditional publishing company that does all your publicity and all of that. They publish your book, they'll do your website, they'll actually mail your book, they'll take care of all the purchasing, and it's on the digital platforms. But he wanted authors that maybe Charisma House and these big publishing companies, they're not going to touch people nowadays unless they're well known. Like, he's got best-selling books with Charisma House. And he knows that people have books. I believe everybody has a book in them. Yeah. And he just wanted to be that facilitator, that bridge between all of that. And so I come in, I do PR for people. I contact TV, radio stations, event places that coordinate or fit with your type of book. And I call them and connect you to what would be best to facilitate, your book and get it out there. So that's what I do, and I love that.
The PR people, my understanding is PR people pretty much talk to other. In other words, if you've got something and you're trying to get somewhere, you have to talk through a PR person. It's really a weird.
It's weird, and I'll tell
thing.
you something else. You have to have the contact names, especially nowadays. I can't just call up Barnes and Noble or whoever, or the 700 Club or TVN, or I have to know who I'm asking for, because you can even ask for those people, and the receptionist will say, well, I'll just email it to me. Well, it usually gets lost in the shuffle. Yeah. And so I have a list of about 200 and plus TV and radio stations that have the actual people to contact, and that's very important, because, and a lot of people, it's hard for people to say, hey, you need my book. Most people are too humble to do that. They don't want to promote themselves.
But most places will only talk to some PR people.
Yeah, they will.
I mean, it's not like you got their number and you
You
called.
still have to-
It means nothing.
No, you still have to have a part of a connection, and I'm blessed to have those connections with people that I know is a God thing. It's a divine connection, because if I don't know somebody, somebody else will know somebody, and it's always works out, you know, for their people that I do the PR for
it does.
benefit. I mean, it's like, you know, wow, how did this connection even happen? So you know that it's, you know, the word says, the Bible says, he truly ordains our steps, and I believe he opens doors, and people need to be healed from these bullying and these places and things that have happened to them, especially children.
Oh, yeah.
And when you're a child, you'll carry that stuff with you into life. And so I love being a part of positive books and this encouragement, because that's one of the reasons I do it, is because I love people like Carrie. Carrie's like my sister, though, now. But I love her message, and I believe in her message, and I believe it's world-changing. I do.
So you're helping her and helping the sales too, right?
Yes.
Have you sold a lot of these, or that's?
We have.
Or does it matter? Do you just want the message to get out more than the?
Actually, we have sold a lot.
Is her cord making noise, Glenn?
We have been selling out on Amazon, so, which is good. But the main purpose of the book was to save a soul,
Yeah.
and hopefully more. But if it saved one soul, then it did the work that it was supposed to do. The message is you always can. Do not listen to the negative thoughts of others or your own negative thoughts, because sometimes we allow our own selves to have negative thoughts when it's really nothing there but us. The voice is us saying, oh, we can't do it. Oh, you can't, you're not good enough. You can't. So, yeah, I always have to go back to, you can. You can. Anything is possible. Look, I wrote a book. I graduated high school when no one thought I would. College. I mean, you can. If you believe enough, work hard enough, with God, anything is possible. You can do it.
Who inspired you?
That is a good question. There have been a lot of people that have influenced my life. I can probably say one of the people that influenced my life the greatest would have been my grandmother on my father's side. She was a very determined woman. I'm a lot like her in many ways. I was, of course, from Mississippi, and she, of course, was from Mississippi, but she actually graduated high school and college in the 1920s and 30s, which is kind of rare for someone in that era.
Yes.
But she also managed to get a master's degree as well. So to me, she was one of my biggest role models. She actually got one in chemistry, of all things, for a woman in that time. She ended up teaching, but the funny thing about her is she was prim and proper to a point, but that woman could never cook anything. And she taught chemistry and home economics. And she taught all these people, but this woman could not cook anything. She was the worst cook ever. But, yeah, and I love to cook, and she would be so happy that I did everything that she would want in her granddaughter. But, whew, she would have been the greatest influence. I got one of my role models, because I knew to please her, education was important, just like it was for my dad. And that there was no way that her granddaughter was not going to graduate and not going to go to college. So, my grandmother.
Is some of her thoughts or sayings in this book?
Yes, you will see a lot of her in this book. You'll see, because it would just, Yeah, you'll see a lot of her in the book.
Is it mentioned or is it?
No, we actually have several, a part of couple of chapters in the book is actually dedicated pretty much to her, of how she influenced me growing up.
You ever wonder if your parents raise you, but your grandparents influence you? Does that make sense?
It does.
Because they maybe have more time to influence,
To think
or
if
maybe
I
they're
was like
older at that time.
They were, to really think that my grandmother and my grandfather, Brat Door, influenced me would be hilarious. Because I spent a lot of time with them, and they were both very much characters that we could write, oh my goodness, a whole lot of books on that.
On the courthouse square at 30 2nd Street is the law firm of Logan Thompson Law. Since 1965, they have served the legal needs for the good citizens of Cleveland-Bradley County. If you've got a problem, they're no problem. Give them a call.
You look like that lady on Young and Restless. Who is that girl on the Young and Restless? It's been years ago, but is that show still on?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
But I don't
Victoria?
remember.
Maybe. Yeah,
Maybe.
you do kind of look like her.
To me, you kind of look like Marsha Blackburn a little bit.
Yeah.
When I looked on the camera. Marsha.
Yeah, I had Marsha here last
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I know she's from
Yeah.
Mississippi.
Yeah.
and
You
loves
do look a
to
little
cook.
bit like
You look
her.
like Marsha when you
Yeah.
turn it sideways.
Well, she does, doesn't she?
She does.
We had Marsha Blackburn. What did you
Yeah.
say that you're Marsha Blackburn?
Yep. So,
Yeah, because she wants to have a fundraiser for it coming
Yep,
up anyway.
I
She's
did.
up for re-election.
but one of the things that my grandmother have given me that I love is a cookbook that she wrote.
The one that couldn't cook?
The one that couldn't cook
Yeah.
gave me a cookbook.
Yeah.
And Ashley, she had stories of everyone in the whole town. Some of them are good stories, and some of them are bad stories about recipes.
Mm-hmm.
And the cookie recipe in the cookbook was actually the one that got me through college. I would cook those cookies, and that was a way that I supported myself through college. I found out people pay me $25 a dozen for those cookies. So, and then I found out, which I don't know if I know the story, that my mom, my grandmother would not give the cookie recipe to her. So my mom went in there one day when my grandmother were out and stole the cookie recipe. And my mom, and yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
So I couldn't find the recipe the other day, and I had to go get to it. And I'm like, Mom, do you have it? She like finally gave it to me, and it said lifted cookie recipe.
Lifted.
Swiped or lifted. I'm
Oh,
like,
that's funny. I gotta have one of those cookies.
I know they are very good, but
I don't think
yeah,
I've
but that
had one.
cookbook is something else. It tells all about the whole town. I should write that as a nice book.
That sounds like More Than Cookies podcast.
It is more than cookies, let me tell you. I know all the dirt on that small town.
Tell me about the Southern Charm.
Southern Charm is actually a boutique. It started in 2010. It started with a bottle cap. I would make these little bottle cap and started selling them. And I found out that it was a niche. And from there,
What did you do with them?
I would put them on earrings and make necklaces out of them.
Out of bottle cap?
Out of a bottle cap.
Did you paint them or what?
No, I actually put, I would make them with a little sticker and put a glaze over them. So it would be Alabama, Georgia, all the SEC colleges. At that time, Frozen were really big, so they had the Frozen with their initials on them and Hello Kitty. So I put them at a good price point, and I went to a bunch of festivals, and they sold out. And after,
What, earrings?
yeah, and the necklaces. So after a while, I built up and went into business and expanded into clothing and accessories, and now we have expanded into accessories and clothing and home decor and
Gifts and
food
things
and
like
gifts items, and we have opened up a new shop on 266 Broad Street, right across from Broad Street Methodist Church. So
Is that next to Gardner's
2 doors down
Yeah.
from Gardner's,
on the left?
on the left, right in the corner.
It used to be a flypaper, or
It used to
What was
be
that?
that, and then it
not
was,
flypaper? Is flypaper?
I think, Fly to Show or
Fly
something.
to sew, something
Something
like
like
that.
that. They moved to the next corner.
Free to
Yeah.
fly, free to
Free to
fly.
Free to
fly,
fly.
yeah.
Yeah, we were good.
Yeah, they
in a
moved
minute.
on the other side.
guys
Yeah,
got
they
me
moved to the other
thinking, so-
side. Then Healing Springs took over, and I was a vendor in there for a while. And then this year, well, March, I took over everything.
Isn't that where Alan Jones, didn't he own the building?
He does own the building.
Yeah.
And so I took over everything, and now I do have a couple of vendors still with me inside the shop, but mainly it's pretty much me.
Well, where do you get the stuff?
From all over. I do a lot of stuff online from
So
vendors.
it's unique stuff that,
Yes, very unique. I don't have time for to make bottle caps anymore, but in each of, because I have 2 Southern Charms in each of his offices, I buy offices, and I have one inside Debutante's salon and day spa, but each of them will have a bottle cap in them.
I think I'm wearing this necklace from you
probably.
as well.
Because a bottle cap is a symbol to me to always remember where I came from. That I started with a bottle cap, and I built the company from a bottle cap to where it is now.
is that what you do mainly during the week?
No,
During the days?
mainly during the week, I work at where I help him at the offices.
She gets so busy that patients get mad when she's not there.
Yeah.
People get a lot of joy.
So you
in
usually
the
have
office.
somebody at the store?
I do have someone at the store for me because I just don't have time. And my main focus is supposed to be, of course, writing, because we do have another book coming out. And, well, we actually have 2 coming out. One is a continuation of life lessons. And then Magnolia Grace will also have a book coming out dealing with how to interact with a service dog and growing up with, and I'm sorry, I like my
For
train
like,
of thought.
for children.
Yeah,
It's to help
thank you,
children that
ma'am.
have been bullied
Yes,
and
kid book.
to help people understand, because people have a lot of service dogs now and they don't know that, why does this person have a
Yes.
dog? Why, they have all these questions. So it's to help answer those
Yes.
questions and children that have been bullied.
And when I'm
A
out
series.
and about, yeah, it would be
Yeah.
a series.
Yes.
So when I'm out and about, that the kids can come up and pat her and understand why I have her.
Now, a service dog is different than, what's that other thing that?
Emotional support. dog.
Yeah, what's,
Yes.
yeah. That's not what he is, right?
No,
He's-
she
He's
is.
trained, he's professional.
Yes,
She's-
she
she's
is.
professional.
Yes, she is. She has to go through a certain amount of training. So she has to go through and get her certification. So she will actually be able to get on an airplane without any problems. That you will see a difference. An emotional support dog, you will see has to have it will have emotional support on it. A full-fledged service dog will have service dog tags on
But
it.
this one is emotional support too, I assume, right?
It
It's
is,
both?
but it's trained to be a service dog, primarily. So, for example, the other night I went into a severe reaction, and I was asleep, and she woke me up, and I was able. And when I woke up, I was gasping for air.
She was exposed to something, we don't know what it was.
I was exposed to something, and I was able to get the medicine I needed. So we had to give me a shot that night.
Does she watch you no matter what's going on?
Yes, she does. She does.
And Carrie
make
is
sure.
wanting to get into schools
Yes.
with Magnolia Grace and with this book, or this series of books coming out to help children.
Yes.
So that's what one of our goals is with that.
Is to
Yeah,
help
she
and
is,
move people
because she
with
sleeps in my
cancer.
spot. Her head's
Oh,
like
yeah.
pillow every night.
I'd say if one had to go, it'd be her, be you before her, right?
Yeah. But yeah, so the purpose is really to inspire people to walk in their own destiny, letting them know you always can. You might have to do it a different way. I mean, look, I didn't have the easiest way to get into school, but I found a way. So don't just take the easy way out. You can do anything if you put your mind to it. So you can.
Yeah, and if you start young, like he was asking about the kids, if you start young teaching children to be kind, and it's okay if you're bullied, you can still make it.
Yeah, you can.
There needs to really be somebody that talks to kids about bullying, and somebody really needs to watch people that are doing it in school. To turn a blind eye to that is criminal, isn't it?
It is, and I was always the one taking up for everybody. I'm like, don't say that to them. I was always that person. I was like, Dee, I just couldn't stand it. And you guys, I couldn't stand it when people were bullied. It really, the weaker people that I felt like couldn't take up for themselves, I had to do that. And sometimes I got in trouble for doing that, you know?
You have to look at it this way. Sometimes the person being bullied is the one that has
It's hurting the most, really,
It's
sometimes.
hurting the most. You don't know what they are going through. You don't know what their home life is. So that is how I kind of looked at it. You don't know what they are going through. I had a good home life. So you don't know what they are.
Right. And kids need some instruction. If this happens, maybe you should react like this. And that's the kind of instruction they need. They need to hear that.
They do.
Then they don't take it. See, we take everything personal. It's not so personal when you put it like that. Yeah.
You know, the last time I saw you, I think we were at Panera Bread with
We were,
John
and
Paul
your dog
Douglas.
had passed away.
Oh,
And I remember
yeah.
that.
I got it.
Because I felt so bad for you.
Oh,
Because I walked in
God.
there and I saw his face and I was like, something is wrong with him. And you were sitting there and I was like,
I
are
was
you
with
okay?
John one night with John Paul,
You're with John Paul. And I said, are you okay?
and they're both dead now.
I know.
God.
And you said my dog was born. I said, I'm so sorry. 'cause
Oh, it was horrible.
He was in a bad place that day.
It was. I had that dog for 13 years,
I remember
and I
that.
can't think about it right now.
I'm sorry I brought
I mean, it's horrible.
Yeah, I remember. It still bothers me
Yeah.
because I saw how he was feeling. And I think of it, you know.
John Paul told me it went to heaven.
Yeah.
It
There's
is.
there's animals in heaven.
Don't you miss
There
John
is.
Paul?
Yeah. I loved him.
Oh, I know it.
He was so good to me. He was just the real deal.
He was a real deal.
He was just himself. He didn't have any airs. That was one of the nicest people
Ever.
I've probably
Ever.
ever known. And I hate he passed away.
Oh, I know it.
Did he get sick or?
Yeah, he had a couple of different forms of cancer,
That's what
but
I thought.
he was.
I
You know,
loved
he had
him.
really funny humor.
Him
you know.
and Bill.
Him and Bill, yeah.
I love both of
Yeah.
them. They were such good people, and it really bothered me. I know when Bill passed away, that really bothered me. And then when John Paul was like, they were just such kind people.
I was with him about the last
Were
week
you?
before he
I
died.
wondered.
It was so fun. It was, he was watching TV and he had
He
taken that
was.
chemo and he's sort of out of it. There was a newscaster. He was a big Democrat.
Yeah,
So
oh, for sure.
But he was watching the news and there was a Fox News guy on there and he said, I don't like him here or there.
Or here or there. That
It's
meant he just is out of it. Well, I wondered about how have he suffered very much at the end.
I don't think so.
He just
I
kinda
don't
went.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember those were some of the days when I was like, you remember certain people. There's people in your life that are seasonal and they're there for a season and but there's people that stick with you. And I remember just talking with him. He was such a good person. He would tell me things about business and about life and about, and it stuck with me, and I was already an adult. I mean, I had Lindley then. I think she was like 3 or 4, and I had to quit because she started kindergarten, and I was like, I need to be home with her. And, but I never worked for anybody as kind.
How old is Lindley now?
33.
Golly.
We're not old, are we?
Golly.
I mean, I know, it's hard to say that.
Well, yeah, that's older than I was when we met.
I remember this man right here is a worker. Now let me tell
I
you,
have a problem
he
with
is a worker. It snowed. How deep was that snow?
what, 2 feet? That was in 13?
Yeah,
No,
and
2
he walked. He walked through that snow to the office. He was going to
crazy.
work. I was like, wait a minute, Dee came to the office. It's like,
my
yeah,
goodness.
he walked
I
in the
walked the whole
snow. He
way.
was going to work.
It was a long ways too.
Yeah, I don't know how far
But
it
I
was.
felt better.
Construction work was that much
Well,
snow.
He was a work. I was like, boy, he's a worker. Now that man. But see, it paid off. Look at all your.
It paid off, I
It did.
guess.
It did.
But Carrie, you are really a success story.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is there more to come?
Yes, there is more to come. So we are looking forward for the second book and for her series of book to come with Magnolia Grace. And look forward to
How
helping.
can people get this book or the website?
You can, of course, go to carriedoylejones.com and you'll be able to buy the book there. And you can, of course, buy it at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books a Million. You can also buy it at Southern Charm.
So
here in
it's
Cleveland.
at Books A Million.
Yes.
Are they still over at the Target Center, or is that? I hadn't been over there in
Yeah,
years.
there's one.
Yes.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
So they, I think it only online now.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, online now. But you can buy at any of the Chattanooga Wellness Centers
Deeper
here in
Revelation
Cleveland
book.
and in Chattanooga, and of course Southern Charm here in Cleveland.
And if you want to book Carrie for anything,
Yes.
you can also contact me at, it's M.L. Lewis.
M.L. Lewis
Media Group
Media Group
at gmail.com if you want
at
any booking
gmail.com.
information for Carrie to speak at your event or school or anything like that.
You know, I bought this book,
Oh, thank you.
and so you giving me a signed copy is great.
But then you can give it to someone else.
I'll keep
Either
this
one
one.
was, yes.
Well, I really appreciate y'all coming. I really
Thank
do.
you for having me.
It's nice
And
meeting you.
I heard you on
Nice meeting
WCOE, and that's when I thought about it. I thought, boy, that'd be a great
Thank
discussion.
you.
Do you think that motivation is the key? I mean, we have to have something, or is it a phrase, a word, a person? What is it that makes us get up in the morning and get ready and go try to be productive?
For me, it is knowing that God put me on this earth to have a purpose. And my purpose is to my purpose is to spread the word and to save a soul.
But for somebody else, do they need is purpose the reason, the motivation?
Well, I guess you need motivation, but you also need to have a purpose in life.
What if you don't have motivation? What if you don't have a purpose? What if you can't think of a purpose? Can you make one up and it still works the same?
I think we all have a purpose. We just have to find it because we got a lot of people that are running around here right now that are lost. They need to find their way.
But if they don't have a way, I guess what I'm saying is a fake why as good as another why, as long as you have a why to do it or a purpose?
For me, I don't think a fake why will get you to where you need to be.
You can always replace it when you find the real one.
Well, you can.
That's what I'm saying.
Just start
If you
out.
don't,
You
don't
can. I
can you
see
not
that.
create a fake why?
You gotta break inertia.
You gotta
Yes.
break it. You gotta get the ball rolling.
Yeah, well, yes, I do see
It's
you
kind of
pointing
like
that,
what
yes.
you guys are saying is jump out there, start something, and then
Better than
find your
doing
way.
nothing.
Get a
Yes.
way to go, kind of like that game Candy Crush.
Yes. And-
Yes.
Yeah.
You know
and-
what, the difference
yeah,
with Carrie,
you're
what
right.
makes her special about it is she finds joy in everything she does.
I do.
She finds
much
purpose and
different than
joy,
my
yeah,
ex-wife,
you do.
maybe it just, everything's a
Yeah.
joy. Instead of getting mad, she laughs
Yeah.
about everything that would PO anybody else. She laughs. She
Right.
finds joy in it and humor and everything. It's just such a blessing to be around.
Oh, thank you.
Well,
You
somebody
are.
that's not like that is just a wet blanket. It's horrible. It's
Yeah,
horrible.
Yeah, I pay every month for the wet
Yeah.
blanket.
It is. And Carrie's definitely that. If you mention her name to anybody, they always say, "Oh my goodness, Carrie is the
Aw,
sweetest. I love her."
you.
Nobody says anything they know better than to say something
They
negative
just
about
get
me.
angry when
But
you're out in the
no,
office.
they always.
that's
It's
sweet,
always
guys.
positive, and
They
it's
should get
that
ready
made me
to
feel great.
I see it.
your character and reputation precedes you for sure.
Thank you.
Well, you've been an inspiration to me.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Thanks
for
for
having
coming.
me.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
Always.
It's
Good to
good
meet you. I
Good to
enjoyed
see
the
you.
talk.
Shake
Hey,
hands.
shake hands.
Yes, there you go. There you go. You're my kid.
Hey, when did you get his eyes? Can't beat it. They can't beat a dog show.
No, you can't beat that.